All right, well, welcome back, everybody. We're sorry. Dude, I just told Nolan I'd give him $500 if something didn't go wrong one week here. Javen Alexander gets the handoff. He's going to cut over to the right side. He's going to have a couple of green grass in front of him. He's going to dive for the pylon. And they're going to call him just short. Looks like he went out at about the 2 or 3 yard line. Once again, guys, I am sorry for what happened to the stream. We were streaming to 2 different videos there. And the one that stopped working was obviously the one you guys were all watching. And I apologize for that. But we had to cut it and go to this new one because, well, it was actually showing the video, and we didn't just want to give you guys our beautiful voices. We instead wanted you to actually see what was going on, hence the beauty of the live part. But we're here nonetheless, and hopefully, if you guys go and check Facebook, tell everyone you know to check Facebook. Cord should be posting, Mr. Baldwin should be posting a brand new link for you guys to attach to and go and see it. And I apologize because this all probably wouldn't have started if we had just had Baxter Springs Sports Live, which I still don't know why that went down. But you guys missed a thriller while you were gone. Baxter Springs Lions got a safety after an interception short in their own territory. They would sack the quarterback in the end zone, get a safety, and it's 12-2 now. And they're in scoring position. 3rd and short. As Peyton Gaines go under center, he's going to have the QB sneak. He's going to push forward. Is he going to have the distance? He's not going to have the distance for the touchdown, but he is going to have the first down. We're going to have 1st and goal from about, it looks like if you would have just nudged the ball forward, it'd be across the pylon. But instead, we're going to have to play 1st and goal from the Lions' 1-inch line. And I'm hearing some requests over here from the side for a QB sneak. And he's going to break to the outside. He's going to dive across the pile, and they're going to be a touchdown for the Lions. Touchdown for Peyton Gaines.
When nothing has been seeming to work here for the Baxter Springs Lions, they look towards their quarterback to take the game in his hands. And that's exactly what they did for the Lions' first touchdown of the game.
And Jacob Grant on to kick. And it's up, and it's good. That'll make it 12-9. Not a score you see very often in football, but we'll have it nonetheless here, especially high school football. You're watching Baxter Springs football. Hopefully you're watching at least on Varsity Sports Live.
For more than 20 years, Gherkin Rental has been the place to go to get the job done in eastern Kansas and western Missouri. With a huge selection of quality equipment, from roll-offs to trailers, telehandlers to generators, power washers to popcorn makers. Experienced equipment professionals and clean, well-maintained tools to help you get the job done right the first time. Gherkin Rental. Stop by any of their 13 locations across the KC Metro or call 855-GHERKINS. That's 855-437-5367.
Well, welcome back out here to the Lions' Den in Baxter Springs, Kansas, as that sun has sunk low and the lights have started to shine here on the beautiful field. And Jacob Grant kicks off for us. It's going to be a deep kick, going to go over the returner's head. Almost had enough backspin to stop at the 1, but does not. We're going to have a touchback, and the Eagles will take over on the 20-yard line. And you know, it's the Eagles, so I keep trying to say Uniontown because I had to say it so many frickin' times last week. But nonetheless, we're here with the Afton Eagles after they made the trek from Oklahoma. Now, those Oklahoma schools typically are a little bit stronger in the football realm, not because of the team and the kids and the players, but because they get an extra week to start. Due to their state regulations, they're allowed to start earlier than any of the Kansas teams, as that run goes for about a yard for number 22, Garrett Morgan. About 2 yards, actually. It's going to be about 2nd and 8 for the Eagles. But yeah, they get to start a little bit earlier, so naturally, early on in the season, they're a little more polished, a little more put together, and a little stronger, dare I say. Maybe better conditioned is the right word, as Robinson takes a snap, empty backfield, and he's going to try and run, but he's going to be wrapped up. A stick laid by Gage Maggard there. A good hit to force the 3rd and 8.
Baxter Springs Lions defense trying to carry the momentum over that the offense was able to set up here in the second quarter. First quarter did not seem to go the way of the Baxter Springs Lions. However, starting to get some momentum on their side when they need it.
And they need it now, trailing for really the first time this year, as a good hit is laid on the far side, but the catch is made. The good hit was laid by number 11, Briar Simpson.
There is going to be a flag thrown here by the near side official.
Let's see what the call is from the Whitecap.
Sideline warning?
And luckily we're live, as Nick reassures me here. It is going to be a flag on the Lions.
Sideline interference is the call.
Sideline interference. Huh. That typically doesn't get called without a warning, but it was called. Nonetheless, we're going to have a first down for the Eagles. A tough break for the Lions. Going to have to regain that momentum as they come out here in a 3-man front. Looks like a classic 3-3 defense that they're going to run. 3 to the near side as he takes a snap and rolls out to the near side. He's going to throw a dart over the middle. Going to be taken down as soon as he's caught it by Jacob Grant. Number 1, Xander Mace, who was the hot name earlier in the game. As Eagles look to go a little bit of hurry up here.
The Lions having to fight through adversity here on defense. Thought that they would have gotten a stop here earlier in the drive. Now the Eagles knocking on Lions territory.
A fumbled snap, but there is going to be a flag before the play starts. And let's see what the Whitecap calls. I believe it's going to be, the false start. And that'll push them back. So it'll be 2nd down and long now for the Eagles.
2nd and long here for the Eagles. As the Lions defense probably thinking pass here. We've seen 2nd and long many different times from both sides of the ball, and it seems like neither one has been able to get the run game going.
Shotgun formation for the Eagles. 2 to the near side, 2 to the far. He drops back, looks to pass to the far side. Peyton Gaines, the only man defending. And it's going to be a battle for the ball. Let's see who comes up with it. And when a tie happens, they're going to call it an interception for Peyton Gaines. A fight for the football. And number 15, Tatum Ford for the Eagles, gives up on the play. Gaines going to come up with an interception. Going to get the interception he threw earlier back.
The Baxter Springs defense fighting through adversity, being able to get a very big turnover here, now looking to take the lead with this drive. Peyton Gaines able to go up, fight through Tatum Ford. Massive play.
Who's not a small guy either. He's listed as 6'2", 195 pounds. They're going to run the speed option there. Pitch to Javen Alexander. He's going to make it to the outside. Going to make a man miss with a juke inside. And it's going to be a good gain of about 10 yards for Javen Alexander.
The Baxter Springs Lions offense finally being able to move the ball. While we were having technical difficulties, the offense seemed to be clearing up their difficulties.
I'd say that's a great little metaphor, is what I'd like to call it. That is the correct term. As looks like the refs are having a little conference here. Not sure what it's about. Looks like one of the Eagle players is going to have to come off the field. His knee brace come undone, so he's going to have to come off. They're going to bring a replacement in. Looks like number 56, Isaac Davis. Lions in the pistol formation. 2 to the near side, 2 to the far. Sends Jacob Grant in motion. He's going to take the snap, fake the sweep. And Alexander going to barrel ahead for looks like 3.
With the starting defensive tackle having to step out of the game for a couple of plays, the offense going straight at that backup, no hesitation, able to get a couple yards off of it.
And that's good play calling, as you got to attack it whenever you can. Anytime the defense shows weakness, you got to exploit that. As hopefully you guys have all found us now as we're back up to our original viewership. This time they are going to go with the sweep. Not going to go for nothing there, though. He's going to be taken down maybe an inch behind the line of scrimmage.
Lions have not been able to get Jacob Grant going. They're trying to get him involved in the game any way that they can, which hasn't been successful so far.
That'll make it about 3rd down and 7 as your Lions trail 12-9. Trail, not a word we've said a lot this season so far, but still one that is true in this sense. 1 to the near side, 3 to the far. Peyton Gaines takes a snap. He's going to roll out to the far side. Going to get a block. He's going to have to scamper around, and he's going to have to just eat this one and go out of bounds. An interesting decision there. I'm sure his coach would have wanted him to chuck it as far as he could into the woods. So now it's going to be 4th down and about 12.
The Lions defense doing a very good job of reading the routes there and not getting caught on one another, as there was a crossing route done by the 2 far receivers, making it to where the Lions had no options at all but to run out of bounds or, as the other announcer said, chuck it into the woods.
Throw it as far as you can. That punt going to get off there for Grant, but it's going to be high, not going to go too far. And a lot of backspin as they're wanting. It looks like number 24, Nolan Duncan, telling him to grab that ball. Eagles going to have good field position to start off.
Yeah, Eagles got a free 7 or 8 yards out of that bounce right there.
All right. Hopefully we're all working great, as Cord said. Mr. Baldwin. I got to start calling him that for all the people at home that are Baxter natives. I'm on a first name basis with him. I don't know if you guys are. So Mr. Baldwin has told me that we're hopefully all working great for some people. And Uniontown going to come out on the 42-yard line in the shotgun. And he's going to gain about a yard.
On the stop for the Lions.
Eagles trying to get the run game going. Lions defense not allowing that to happen. Last time out, Eagles did throw that interception, so maybe that has a big part to play in it.
He's going to throw the sweep out of the left side, and he's going to break some ankles. Garrett Morgan forces the stud linebacker Maggard to fall over. He's going to gain about 3 on the play. That'll make it 3rd down.
3rd down and 6 here for the Afton Eagles. Lions defense has to watch the ball right here. Last time that this happened, Lions jumped off sides, gave the Eagles essentially a free 1st down.
Robinson steps back. He's going to throw to the far side, and that's going to be a complete pass with more to go as Grant's going to force him out of bounds. Alexander unable to keep up with number 15, Tatum Ford.
Ford trying to make up for the interception there that he didn't fight for. Getting the 1st down for the Afton Eagles.
That's going to be 1st down and 10 for the Eagles. The lefty Robinson steps back. Here comes the pressure. Gage Mayer going to wrap him up, and he's just going to get it off. They're going to call it incomplete. A couple of fans want intentional grounding. I do as well. But because he was being taken down, obviously, it is not intentional grounding.
Gage Maggard all over this game here on defense. Was looking for, I believe, his third sack of the game. And Robinson lucky enough to be able to get enough power underneath the ball to let it go before being taken down.
And they're going to take a timeout. So we will as well. If I can get my mouse to work, you're watching Baxter Football on Baxter Springs Sports Live.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready to embark on a mouth-watering? Route 66 Hardware is your trusted hardware store in the heart of Baxter Springs, with just about everything you might need from around the house to the back 40. Top quality tools, equipment, and supplies with a wide range of products. Be on the lookout for big changes coming to Route 66 Hardware. All inventory has been discounted to make room for a new line of products from an all-new vendor. Be patient as Route 66 looks to grow, expand, and continue their commitment to quality customer service. Route 66 Hardware in Baxter Springs.
Welcome back out here to Baxter Springs, Kansas. So we had to play that full spot there. I apologize to anyone who might have missed that. It looks like they're trying to call pass interference, although I don't know how you can because he had his arms out wide and no contact with the receiver, even though he was looking at the ball. If he's not touching the receiver, he has no problem. It's like calling pass interference on the player on the other side of the field. But still, and you're going to hear the displeasure from the crowd. Not going to make a huge difference, though, as this Lions defense is able to stand up earlier in the game. Hopefully you guys saw that.
Yeah, just a desperation heave from Brady Robinson trying to hit his wide receiver. Big pass interference call here, winding it down in the second quarter.
And going to be taken down at the line of scrimmage. And we're dropping frames once again.
We're on the top of the line.
I don't know why. But, nonetheless, first down goes for no gains. That makes it second down and 10. Eagles take the snap in the pistol formation. Going to have the classic speed option that Gerard runs. He's going to be taken down in the backfield by number 22, Sam Weaver. A sack for Sam Weaver. Going to force a third down and long for the Eagles.
A big play here at the end of the second quarter. The Lions defense just trying to hold for one more minute. Trying to go into the locker room here, into halftime, with a one-possession ball game.
And that reminds me, it's the second quarter, not the first quarter, silly Daryl. As there is just 40 seconds remaining here in this half. Lions looking to stand up strong. And it's going to be a timeout. We'll take one with them. You're watching Baxter Springs Football on Varsity Sports Live.
For more than 20 years, Gherkin Rental has been the place to go to get the job done in eastern Kansas and western Missouri. With a huge selection of quality equipment, from roll-offs to trailers, telehandlers to generators, power washers to popcorn makers. Experienced equipment professionals and clean, well-maintained tools to help you get the job done right the first time. Gherkin Rental. Stop by any of their 13 locations across the KC Metro or call 855-GHERKINS. That's 855-437-5367.
All right, welcome back out here to the Lions Den in Baxter Springs, Kansas. The Eagles get set for a 3rd and 15. Robinson steps back to pass, and it's going to go through the hands. The matchup of the night, Jacob Grant versus J.J. Miller. It's going to go through the hands of J.J. Miller, and I don't think Grant was expecting that, or he probably would have picked that off. That's going to stop the clock, though. 32 seconds remaining, 4th and 15 for the Eagles.
Lions defense trying to hold strong once again. 30 seconds left here in the second half. Lions trying to stop them here go into the halftime with a one-possession game.
In the pistol formation, Robinson drops back. He's going to have a heave over to Peyton Gaines. And they're going to throw another flag for pass interference.
The Lions defense sends a blitz, almost gets to the quarterback in time, but that leaves one-on-one matchups across the board. Try to corner post route to be able to get by Peyton Gaines. And there it is. They call the pass interference. A big call here with 26 seconds left until halftime.
Exactly right. You can hear the displeasure from the Baxter crowd. We're not going to delve into that too much. They have their reasons to make the calls that they want, but that'll make it first down for the Eagles. And I don't think the chain gang can believe it over there as they're not even moving. Never mind, it's still going to be fourth down. I forgot they had so far to go. Lining up for the QB sneak. He's going to be stuffed. And I believe that ball doesn't lie. It looks like it's going to be a turnover on downs, and they're going to throw another flag on the play. Tensions rising between the two teams. And the ref forced to throw a flag. The conference between the zebras going on about the 11-yard line where the ball is spotted. We'll see what the call is. It was after the play, so it should not affect the turnover. Just might affect the field position. They're going to call on sportsmanlike conduct. First on the Baxter Springs Lions.
It is going to be after the play was over, so the Lions still get the fourth down stop.
And that is good news for the Lions. They're going to have about 20 seconds here left in the half. McCoy going to talk it over with his team. We'll take a break with him. When you come back, you'll have second quarter action on Varsity Sports Live.
Hello, Four States. This is Jay Hatfield with Jay Hatfield Motorsports. We've been serving the Four States area with motorcycles, ATVs, and side-by-sides, plus offering you parts and service since 2005. We have two convenient locations, Pittsburgh and Joplin, selling quality brands such as Polaris, Kawasaki, Yamaha, Can-Am, and Suzuki. Jay Hatfield has a huge inventory available for immediate delivery. We offer financing options and an extensive selection of accessories. Most important, we're making deals. Come in and get your fun started today at Jay Hatfield Motorsports in Pittsburgh or Joplin.
Welcome back out here to Baxter Springs, Kansas, as the Lion offense takes the field, gets ready to go here from their own 5-yard line. That flag pushed him back just 5 yards. Not too big of a difference for them, as this explosive offense can do anything with enough time on the field. Peyton Gaines in the shotgun with 3 to the near side, 1 to the far. He's going to go for a run. He's going to break out to the outside. He's going to have a lane. He's going to have a man to beat. He gets a block downfield, and that's a good run from Peyton Gaines. A run of what looks like they're going to spot it at the 29, so that's going to make it 24 yards.
24 yards and only 8 seconds taken off the clock. Baxter Springs Lion offense, as you said, anything can happen. We've seen many plays break out for one-play touchdowns. And right there, big gain.
Gain for Gaines as he gets ready to take the snap in the pistol formation. Gaines takes the snap. He drops back looking for a man to pass to. He's going to have a man over the middle, but overthrows him once again. Like we saw in that Uniontown game, the connection between the quarterback and receiver is just not there right now.
Yeah, and that's what we were afraid of in the pregame show, just not being able to get the passing game going. And that's exactly what we've seen so far tonight.
Now, because I was hassling over the stream and trying to figure out how to get it back on air, I didn't get to take stats for that little extended period of time. But if I'm correct, they've only had 2 complete passes tonight. And they've gone for a total of -1 yards. So maybe I'm not going to be the coach here, actually. I'm just going to commentate on the game. Peyton Gaines takes the snap. He's going to go for a run this time, a QB keep. He's going to be taken down pretty quick, though, a gain of about 4. And that's going to be halftime as there's a player down on the field. We're going to start our halftime show here in just a few seconds. We're going to take a quick break, and when you come back, you'll have the Leah Smith Farmers Insurance Agency halftime show. You're watching Baxter Springs football on Baxter Springs Sports.
Are you drowning in clutter and need of some extra space? Look no further than the Storage Shed in Baxter Springs. With a wide range of sizes and options available, the Storage Shed has the space that suits you best with 24-hour access, all in a secure facility. They even have storage containers. Plus, the Storage Shed is your authorized U-Haul rental store right here in Baxter Springs. Visit them today at 2903 Military Avenue or call 620-856-3906.
Route 66 Hardware is your trusted hardware store in the heart of Baxter Springs, with just about everything you might need from around the house to the back 40. Top quality tools, equipment, and supplies with a wide range of products. Be on the lookout for big changes coming to Route 66 Hardware. All inventory has been discounted to make room for a new line of products from an all-new vendor. Be patient as Route 66 looks to grow, expand, and continue their commitment to quality customer service. Route 66 Hardware in Baxter Springs.
Our whole vision of becoming the 4-state agency was because we want to be able to grow with our clients, whether they have a lake house in Oklahoma, whether they're starting a business and expanding into Arkansas. We want to make sure that they're taken care of, whether it's home, auto, financial services, or even life insurance. We want to walk through the stages of life with our clients. That's the biggest part. That's what makes us different.
What would happen if I had to pick up the phone, call 911 for one of my family members or one of my neighbors? What would I do if no one was on the other end to respond? What if there was no 911? So you can be a part of the solution.
Anybody can be a firefighter. Male, female, younger, older.
We have school teachers. We have leaders in business.
Is me, you, anyone that wants to be.
There is no typical firefighter.
Everybody can make something, because I think everyone has a spark of creativity, and the reason that I have to keep making is because I don't think my life would be as fulfilling without it. If you make things yourself, that means you're not cowering in fear. You're out there taking chances. That, I think, is my way of saying I love you to the world. All right, now I want to hear why you make.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org.
Welcome back out here to Baxter Springs, Kansas in the Lions Den as we get ready to go for the halftime show. The halftime show is brought to you by, as I get my graphic pulled up here because I want to give proper representation to all our sponsors out there, and this is a good time to mention it. If you guys want to sponsor or help sponsor us to get your guys' names out on the field, onto the big screen, let us know. Contact BJ Harris at Harris Media Service or contact Varsity Sports Live at varsitysportslive@gmail.com. Please contact us and help us support our Lion football teams. Again, the support we have right now is incredible, and we appreciate you guys for everything that you do. That being said, the halftime show is brought to you by Leah Smith, Farmers Insurance 4-state agencies serving Kansas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Missouri. Leah and her team have the products, services, and experience you're looking for. Give them a call today and see why they are more than just insurance. Well, that first half started off a little bit rocky. The very first play, not even of offense, not even of defense, was an onside kick by the Eagles, recovered by them. Not a way you want to start, but obviously the Lions have faced adversity before. In their very first game, like I believe I mentioned earlier, they had a fumble on the opening kickoff. They ended up coming back and doing just fine. But in this game, it's been a little bit of a tougher challenge, and we talked about that going in, how this was going to be a challenge, probably the first real test that the Lions have, and Afton Eagles have proved to be that. I mean, Nick, what do you think we've seen here in the first half the Lions can change in second half?
It's definitely been difficult for the Baxter Springs Lions offense to get going. We kind of saw there in a little bit of the second quarter, them finally being able to start to move the ball, but nothing that we've seen in earlier games before. So definitely something to change there in the locker room as both teams, are making their halftime adjustments, trying to see what the Baxter Springs Lions offense can do differently to be able to push the ball up and down the field.
You're exactly right, and halftime adjustments are so important to a team, as you can see the Afton Eagles on the top of your screen. You can barely just see the top of them there, not going into any locker room, instead electing to stay out on the field. A bold move indeed. I would want to stay out here too, as this grass is cut beautifully. I wanted to say it was cut cutely, but I thought we should get a little more manly out here as it's football season. This is a strongly cut field, beautiful lines on the field, and that Lion band playing for you in front of you. Well, we're going to take our second break of the halftime show here as it winds down just a little bit, about 9 minutes left remaining. When you come back, we'll have a better look into the first half, maybe delve into some, adjustments of what we expect to see specifically as we continue with our Leah Smith Agency halftime show. You're watching Baxter Springs football on Baxter Springs Sports Live.
Looking for a pharmacy that truly cares? Look no further than Wolker Drug, your hometown pharmacy in Baxter Springs. Locally owned and rooted in our community, check out their large selection of everything you need to keep your family happy and healthy. You can even print your photos at Wolker Drug. Take advantage of their convenient drive-thru or local delivery with Wolker's Smart Card.
All right, everybody, welcome back out here to Baxter Springs, Kansas. I was worried there. I thought we might not be working, but luckily Nick is watching the stream next to us. We started dropping a ton of frames, like thousands at a second, and that really scared me. But we're doing good now. We're all back as we shrink ever lower into the, let me get the graphic up here, the Leah Smith Agency halftime show. And then we talking about some halftime adjustments. Now, this Afton team is just tough. They don't have a huge depth chart, but it seems like the players that are on the field at all the times are just tough kids. Obviously, their offense is running a little bit smoother than what we've seen. And they're just playing the Lions well. And Lions had some adversity quick, and then they had more adversity even quicker in this game as they had the pick six. But Peyton Gaines would get that back as he would go and score a touchdown on his own. Running the QB sneak in, he'd break it to the outside, end up scoring. And then Peyton Gaines coming up once again, getting an interception off of Brady Robinson from the Eagles. Going up forward against Tatum Ford and securing the interception for the Lions. Let's look back a little bit at what happened in the first half, but we're going to move on to the second half here as the teams are going to start coming out for warm-ups here anytime now. You're going to see the Lions entering the field as soon as we can. And it looks like they're coming out now. As you can see, they're going to get ready for warm-ups. But yeah, second half adjustments. Now, the run game has been very effective for the Lions. That's the only way they've scored. Obviously, I didn't take any stats while we were struggling with the stream there, but one thing to note from the stats that I do have, receiving-wise, it's only been -1 yards for the Lions. And this is an explosive offense that relies on the pass. It's something we've seen from them all year long. They air the ball out. And if they can't do that, you got to wonder how successful they're going to be. Now, a good passing game starts with a good running game, but you got to get that connection back between the receivers and the quarterback. How do you think they're going to accomplish that here in that second half, Nick?
I mean, the Baxter Springs Lions offense has to do what they did last week. You know, when they weren't getting the deep passes to go, you just bring the passes shorter. You do slant routes, you do little hitch routes, and just check downs to the running back. You know, get the confidence level up of Peyton Gaines to be able to go out there and sling the ball.
That's exactly right. And I don't know what exactly is said in the huddle, but I know it's got to be something of a pep talk from Coach McCoy. Just you got this, kid. Go out there, sling the ball like you know you can, and come back and win us this football game. That's all I can imagine is being said to Peyton Gaines right now. Just trust your receivers. They're going to catch the ball. They're going to make a play after they get the ball. Obviously, we saw a little bit of a change there. Javen Alexander came in and started playing some running back for the Lions. Not what we're used to seeing, but it's a good move, I think, by Coach McCoy to try and get your strong playmakers the ball anytime you can.
Yeah, just the little adjustments here and there from Coach McCoy being seen. Like you said, Alexander in the backfield trying to do the jet sweeps to Grant, trying to get his playmakers the ball any way that he can.
That's exactly right. And obviously, it's all starting with the man in the trenches, the offensive line. And we knew that the offensive line was going to struggle just a little bit here in this game, obviously without the sophomore Ivan Ogle out with a little bit of a leg injury, as you might have saw in that Uniontown game. May or may not be returning this season. We still are not sure on that. But with all that being said, the Lions just got to come out here, push the line anytime they can, and on the defensive side, keep making stops. Ever since the Eagles went up 12-0, it's been nothing but Lions scoring.
Yes, just a one-possession ball game here to begin the second half. Now, the Afton Eagles do start out with the ball because they did kick off that first half, even though it was an onside kick that they recovered. They still do start off here receiving the kickoff to begin with in the second half. So the defense has to go out there, make some big plays, get a stop, let the offense take care of what the offense can do.
And that's exactly right. Well, we're going to wrap up this halftime show here, the Leah Smith Agency halftime show. When you get back, we should be right back into the action with Lions football on Varsity Sports Live.
Route 66 Hardware is your trusted hardware store in the heart of Baxter Springs, with just about everything you might need from around the house to the back 40. Top quality tools, equipment, and supplies with a wide range of products. Be on the lookout for big changes coming to Route 66 Hardware. All inventory has been discounted to make room for a new line of products from an all-new vendor. Be patient as Route 66 looks to grow, expand, and continue their commitment to quality customer service. Route 66 Hardware in Baxter Springs.
Are you drowning in clutter and need of some extra space? Look no further than the Storage Shed in Baxter Springs. With a wide range of sizes and options available, the Storage Shed has the space that suits you best with 24-hour access, all in a secure facility. They even have storage containers. Plus, the Storage Shed is your authorized U-Haul rental store right here in Baxter Springs. Visit them today at 2903 Military Avenue or call 620-856-3906.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready to embark on a mouth-watering journey down the legendary Route 66? Look no further than Bricks and Brews Woodfire Grill and Pub in the heart of Baxter Springs, Kansas. Start your culinary adventure with their delicious wood-fired pizzas. Keep it rolling with their classic appetizers and crisp salads. Plus, don't miss live music and so much more. Take a detour from the ordinary and head to Bricks and Brews in Baxter Springs, a taste bud trip down Route 66.
Well, welcome back out here to the Lions Den in Baxter Springs, Kansas. As you can see, Jacob Grant getting the ball for the kickoff. And that officially wraps up the Leah Smith Agency Farmers Insurance 4-State Agency halftime show. And we're going to get back over to the score bug, as you can see, as 12-9 Eagles lead. As we're going to get straight in to the third quarter action here. And Jacob Grant with a deep kick. It is going to be fielded this time by the Eagles. Fielded about the 5-yard line. Hesitates on the return. Makes the man miss and lowers the shoulder. But it's going to stop his momentum. He's going to be brought down at about the 25-yard line.
Return man J.J. Miller, that 6'5 senior that the Afton Eagles have, trying to get him the ball. They haven't been successful so far this game. The Lions defense doing a great job, and Jacob Grant, the key matchup there, has been doing a very tremendous job keeping the ball out of his hands.
Now, I had a chance to talk to the Afton coach before the game, Coach Henry, and he said his big player was Miller and that he makes a lot of plays for them. So to have him have barely a voice in this game says a lot. And reading the screen perfectly there it looked like number 22, Sam Weaver, and it is going to be him. He read the screen perfectly, stayed home on the defense, and it's going to make it 2nd down and 10 on the incomplete pass.
Getting pressure on the quarterback was the defensive line, and they've been doing a tremendous job of doing that all game long, hurrying throws, not being able to let Brady Robinson be comfortable back there in the pocket.
Robinson takes a snap. He's going to hand off, and he's going to be tackled about a yard behind the line of scrimmage. A good job by the Lions. And it's going to make it 3rd down. 3rd down and 10 for the Eagles.
Once again, the run going nowhere. Defensive line winning their matchups consistently, being able to pressure the quarterback, stop the run game, do what the defensive line needs to do to help out the secondary.
The 3-3 front with no safety high as Robinson steps back and throw to the far side. A little down ball and broken up by Peyton Gaines. He's been all over the field tonight. That ball bobbled initially. It looked like he was going to come down with it, though. And Peyton Gaines gets an arm in there and forces a 4th down for the Eagles.
A short pass, shocking on a 3rd down and long scenario. He wouldn't have even been close to a 1st down had he caught the ball. But Peyton Gaines doing a tremendous job seeing the ball in the air, punching it out when it comes down.
Man, it looks like they were targeting Tatum Ford, and he was able to make a play earlier, make a man miss, and move down the field as Tatum Ford punts a long punt back to Jacob Grant, who's going to return it. He's going to make a cut to the outside, and he's going to have a little bit of room, lowers the shoulder, knocks down an Eagle defender, and doesn't go down himself. Instead goes out of bounds at about the 49-yard line.
The Baxter Springs Lions defense did what it needed to do. The special teams unit getting great field position for the offense to start. Now the offense needs to come out, move the ball, see what they can do to try to take the lead for the first time in this game.
Trailing the entire game, not something we're used to here on Baxter Springs Sports Live, as obviously the last 2 games have ended by wide margins. Peyton Gaines in the shotgun. Takes the snap. He's going to hand off to Alexander. Alexander makes a cut to the outside, makes a man miss. He's going to have a cut to the upfield. And it's going to be a gain of about 11 and a Lions 1st down.
One of those key plays that we said earlier was Coach McCoy putting Alexander in the backfield. We saw right there, Alexander is very hard to tackle when he gets the ball in his hands.
And we're going to have a player down on the field, so we'll take a quick injury timeout. You're watching Baxter Springs football on Baxter Springs Sports Live.
Our whole vision of becoming the four-state agency was because we want to be able to grow with our clients, whether they have a lake house in Oklahoma, whether they're starting a business and expanding into Arkansas. We want to make sure that they're taken care of, whether it's home, auto, financial services, or even life insurance. We want to walk through the stages of life with our clients. That's the biggest part. That's what makes us different. I was raised in a small town, and there was a lot of people who took time to invest in me. And so when we decided to open up our offices, we want to make sure that we're pouring back into the community that's giving to us. We care. We want to be involved. We want to have a passion for what you have a passion for. We want to be able to give back. And that's the foundation. That's why we're more than just insurance.
Welcome back out here to Baxter Springs, Kansas, as the Lions player who was down on the sideline able to make it off. Or I'm sorry, that was actually was it an Eagles player that was down? I couldn't really see the color of his jersey from up here. It was an Eagles player that was down. I believe that was number 6, J.J. Miller. That's a huge loss for the Lions, as Peyton Gaines is in the shotgun here. Takes a low snap, and it's a quick handoff to Alexander, but the Eagles are going to be there, and they're going to blow the play dead, I believe. And they're going to call it second down and about 14.
The low snap there, all it takes, just that split second, is all it took for the Afton Eagles to be able to blow up that play, make it a big loss for the Baxter Springs Lions offense.
And I've been told by some of the folks next to me to shout out and say hi to Jerry and Craig Harmon all the way in Citrus Heights, California. Hoop says hi to the gentleman out there. Thank you guys so much for watching. As Peyton Gaines makes a move upfield, makes a couple men miss, breaks some ankles, and he's going to have a huge gain, still dragging defenders down. A huge run by Peyton Gaines, putting the team on his back, putting some Eagles on his back, and running for about 20 yards.
Peyton Gaines, once again, a big gain for Gaines. It seems like whenever something goes wrong, the coach just looks at Gaines and says, we're going to need you to make a play. We're going to need you to get some yards. And that's exactly what he does.
Even if the passing game's not working, he can do it with his legs too, as Gaines takes the snap here. And going to cut upfield once again. He's going to have some room to run. He has the outside corner. Can he beat the man? Yes, he does! Touchdown, Lions! They take their first lead of the night. A 17-yard scamper from Peyton Gaines. And that extends the Lions' lead to 3.
Peyton Gaines hyped up. He has taken control of the third quarter here so far. Back-to-back plays. Back-to-back massive plays from Gaines gives the Lions their first lead of the game.
And the kick is up and good by Jacob Grant. We're going to take a quick break. After your Lions score a huge touchdown and take the lead, you'll be back with third quarter action in just about 30 seconds. You're watching Baxter Springs football on Baxter Springs Sports Live.
Looking for a pharmacy that truly cares? Look no further than Wolker Drug, your hometown pharmacy in Baxter Springs. Locally owned and rooted in our community, check out their large selection of everything you need to keep your family happy and healthy. You can even print your photos at Wolker Drug. Take advantage of their convenient drive-thru or local delivery with Wolker's Smart Cars. For seniors, Wolker offers free Medicare Part D consultations. Wolker Drug, where your health and community come together in Baxter Springs. Check us out online at wolkerdrug.com.
Welcome back to Baxter Springs, Kansas here. Baxter Springs Sports Live, sponsored by Williams Diversified Materials. Being brought to you here in a good matchup, 16-12 with 9:18 left in the third quarter. Peyton Gaines putting the team on his back, doing everything that he can, defense, offense, anything that he can to score and to make stops. J.J. Miller to receive the punt. That's a kickoff. He's going to break to the outside. And going to make a couple men miss, and he has a wide open lane now, but he's going to be forced out of bounds by Jacob Grant at about the 32-yard line.
Going back to that offensive drive by the Baxter Springs, Peyton Gaines taking control of this game, walks back out there on defense, has got to be tired. I mean, he just ran 40 yards in the matter of 2 plays, potentially more going side to side that are untracked. And now he's got to come out here and try to make even more plays for the defense as the Lions have their first lead of the game.
Eagles starting on the 35-yard line. 4 receivers to the far side. A direct snap, though, and swallowed up at the line of scrimmage by number 54, Caleb Pujols.
Brady Robinson, quarterback for the Afton Eagles, just got done seeing Peyton Gaines make some play with his legs, goes out there, tries to do the same thing. Very completely different results.
That's exactly right. It seems like he caught the football, and then all he saw was the red number 54 of Caleb Pujols as he just swallowed him, absolutely destroyed the blocker in front of him, pushed him back about 3 yards, and made the play. Brady Robinson to take the snap now. A stacked formation in the backfield in the pistol. They're going to do a little toss, and it's going to be wrapped up quick. And he was stopped quick by, it looked like, Gage Maggard, but then Peyton Gaines going to finish it off. Another loss on the play. It looks like a loss of 2. They're going to be back to the 30-yard line for 3rd down.
Lions defense once again coming out here, making big plays, making stops. It's what they need to do here in the second half to take control of the game.
3rd down and 15 for the Eagles. An empty backfield for Brady Robinson. 2 receivers to the near side, 2 to the far, 1 tight end stacked above the right tackle. Brady Robinson takes the snap. He's going to drop back, looking to the far side, but he's going to be wrapped up by Nick Tolbert. Nick Tolbert and Nolan Duncan in on the sack. Going to wrap up Brady Robinson well behind the line of scrimmage, and that's going to make it 4th and forever.
The linebacker blitz gets there. Very tough decision to make on 3rd down. The linebacker blitz makes it to where it's one-on-one matchups across the board yet again for a secondary that has struggled. This time the linebacker blitz gets there in time, and it's going to be a 4th down and forever for the Afton Eagles.
Substitution issues for the Lions there, and unable to get the full punt coverage on the field. They're going to have to be forced to take a timeout. We'll take one as well. You're watching Baxter Springs football on Baxter Springs. Welcome back out to a punt. Straight to Jacob Grant, but he's going to muff the punt. He's going to make a man miss, though, and he's going to have the far side. He's just trotting down. Not going to make too many moves, as all he saw was white jerseys. Still going to be a good return, if it looks like. We'll call that about 14 yards.
Yeah, setting up the Lions offense in plus territory. Hoping to make this a 2-possession game here for the Baxter Springs Lions.
Lions going to start this drive on their own 43-yard line. Or I'm sorry, I guess that is the Eagles' 43-yard line. I never know which side to call. I'm just gonna stick to that forever now. Lions in the pistol formation. Alexander behind Gaines. Gaines takes a snap. They're going to run the speed option. He's going to fake the pitch, and he's going to have to just tuck it and run. He gets a block from Alexander. And a good job to get 1 or 2 there from Gaines. They're going to call it 1 as he just runs out of bounds.
Gaines didn't want to throw the ball. He was already halfway to being tackled, didn't want to throw the ball back, was able to escape it, and using his quick wits, being able to get back to the line of scrimmage.
That's honestly one of the best 1-yard runs you'll probably ever see. Goes from almost being wrapped up in the backfield to managing just 1 yard, and that's honestly incredible. Peyton Gaines back in the shotgun, flanking him, Alexander. Jacob Grant on the near side, lined up against the quarterback, Brady Robinson. And he's going to look right at him. He's going to throw it up for him. He's going to make a play on the ball. And it was almost the same exact spot that we saw the Moss in the first week from Grant. Unable to come down with it here, though, as he looks like he mistimed his jump just a little bit. That'll make it 3rd down for the Lions.
Gaines seeing one-on-one coverage against Grant. But this time, it's not the big man covering him. It's not J.J. Miller. Instead, it's a linebacker that's on Grant. So Gaines does what any quarterback would do and try to just throw it up to a star wide receiver. This time, the wide receiver, Grant, was not able to come down with the ball.
Give that man a chance whenever you can. Eventually, he's going to come down with it. Gaines takes the snap. Hand off to Alexander, but he's met immediately behind the line of scrimmage. 2 or 3 Eagles there to wrap them up, and that'll bring up 4th down for the Lions. We'll see what decision they make.
Yeah, the Eagles trying to give the ball to Alexander, who's very difficult to bring down in one-on-one scenarios. But Alexander just runs into 3 Eagles, unable to do anything as soon as he gets the ball.
16-12 here, 6 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. Jacob Grant back to punt as they're having substitution issues once again. Avery Hunt runs onto the field for the Lions. Gets there in time, though, as the play clock's not even running, so not to worry. Jacob Grant back to punt. A good spiraling punt. Going to be sent deep. Got to get to that one before it crosses the goal line. And it's going to stop perfectly. A nice coffin corner punt for Jacob Grant. As there is a flag on the play, it's going to be roughing the kicker. That should be a 15-yard penalty and a 1st down for the Lions. We'll see if it's the 5-yard or the 15-yard. I can never tell which one is which. It should not be from the spot of the foul, I don't believe. It's a personal foul. And it's going to be the 15-yard penalty, and that's going to be a Lions 1st down. Fortune turning in the favor of the boys in red out there, as it's going to be 1st down from the 30-yard line.
Yeah, we saw in the first half Baxter Springs just shooting themselves in the foot, getting penalty after penalty called on them. Here in the second half, Ricky Barton unable to stop himself, and he drills Jacob Grant, not letting him land, and it's going to be called for the 15-yard penalty, and it's going to be 1st down for the Lions offense.
And honestly, now obviously I'm more happy with the outcome that happened, but that punt was incredible by Grant. It was placed at the 3-yard line, stopped perfectly, but we'll never be able to track that down in the stats. A quick pitch to Alexander, who is looking to throw almost, but he's going to take off to run. He's going to dive back to the line of scrimmage.
Lions offense trying for a trick play, letting Alexander choose whether or not he wants to try to run with it or throw the ball. Except for downfield, there was only one wide receiver, and that was Grant, who was double covered. So Alexander making the smart play and just taking the ball and going out of bounds with it instead of trying to force something down the field.
It is indeed a smart play, as it'll bring up 2nd down and 10 on the far hash. As I can see some frustration from Coach McCoy on the sideline. That play obviously not going how he wanted to. 2nd down and 10 from the 30-yard line. Peyton Gaines in the pistol formation. Alexander the running back. Grant on the far side to the near. They're going to fake the handoff, and Gaines going to run. And that is incredible grip strength from number 11, Landon Ford of the Uniontown Eagles. Grabs a hold of the jersey and just does not let go.
Yeah, Ford doing a very good job with his grip strength. And man, that jersey hanging on. I think that jersey was getting ripped for about 2 yards before Gaines finally decides to go down.
And that's going to make it 3rd down and long for the Lions. It was fortunate before. We'll see what happens here as the Eagles have one high safety and look to blitz. The blitz is coming. And Gaines going to be wrapped up once again way behind the line of scrimmage. It's going to be a loss of about 10.
Yeah, the Lions receiver is not even having time to do anything. As soon as Gaines gets the ball, he looks up and there's 4 white jerseys in front of him. Gaines trying to make a play is unable to get away from the pressure, and it's just going to be 4th down and forever for the Baxter Springs offense.
We got Grant back on the field to punt. Gets a chance to replicate what he did earlier. And this is another good punt as it's going to roll down all the way down to about the 6-yard line. It looks like number 51, Gage Maggard, was trying to give a little bit of air there, try and push it a little bit farther. But the Eagles going to start their possession on their own 6-yard line.
Jacob Grant, back-to-back tremendous punts. Obviously, the first one didn't count with the roughing the kicker call, but replicates it once again, pins the Afton Eagles deep in their own territory, makes it very difficult for the Eagles offense to get something going here.
Starting on their own 6-yard line with just over 3 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter. Lions leading 16-12 after a couple of really good plays by Peyton Gaines and a couple of defensive stops for the Lions. Robinson takes a snap, looks to the far side, and it's going to be completed to Tatum Ford. He's going to make a cut back to the middle of the field. Going to gain about 4 on the play.
Peyton Gaines didn't make the tackle there, but he was in coverage and sends Tatum Ford to either choose between going out of bounds or cutting it back inside and going towards the other 10 players on the Baxter Springs defense.
A fortunate outcome for the Lions as Robinson steps back once again. Going to throw over to the far side to Ford, but that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was there by Peyton Gaines.
Robinson has been targeting Tatum Ford a lot here lately, even though he's been going one-on-one with Peyton Gaines. We've seen it go both ways, both Tatum Ford getting the receptions and Peyton Gaines getting the interceptions.
We got Uniontown Eagles with 3rd down and about 6. Going to drop back to pass, going to throw the seam over the middle, and that ball was bobbled and hit the ground, and it's going to be a good call from the ref. Incomplete pass. That seam route's been open all night, and they finally decide to exploit it, but it's going to be incomplete on the diving effort from J.J. Miller.
Yeah, Robinson throws the ball low, and that's not something that you want to do on an open seam route to somebody who's 6'5".
That's exactly right. You want to put that ball high and give them a chance to high point it. But that's going to bring up 4th down and about 6 for the Eagles, and the Lions going to jump off sides. No, they're going to call the timeout. Let's see if they wave the flag. There's a flag, but I think the sideline judge is going to say that the timeout was off at time, and they will. We'll take a timeout with them. You're watching Baxter Springs football on
Save the Children believes childhood without food is unimaginable. Yet around the world, children are suffering from the worst famine in our lifetime, coupled with conflict, poverty, climate change, and more. Join Save the Children and get fed up. Fed up with the lack of progress. Fed up with the injustice. Learn how you can get involved in the fight against childhood hunger at savethechildren.org/getfedup.
I'm fed up. We're fed up. We're fed up.
Well, welcome back out here to Baxter Springs, Kansas. As you can see, the Lions defense making their way onto the field for 4th down after a well-timed timeout from Coach McCoy. I wasn't keeping track of the timeouts. I'm not sure exactly how many they have left. They got one. One remaining. Thank you to everyone who's answered that for me. They're going to go for the little pooch kick. They're going to let that roll down to about the 48-yard line. And Baxter Springs is going to be in plus territory to start their drive.
That is about as good of a kick as you could have hoped for from the Baxter Springs punter, but it still ends up giving the Baxter Springs Lions very good starting territory, or very good starting field position from the Afton Eagles territory. So Baxter Springs takes the field 2.5 minutes here in the third quarter, trying to get this game into full control for the Lions.
With just over 2 minutes to go left in the third quarter, this game going a little bit slower than the other ones we've had where they had the running clock going here at about this time. Peyton Gaines in the shotgun. Alexander flanking him, 2 receivers to the far side, 2 to the near. Peyton Gaines steps up in the shotgun, takes a snap. Going to be a handoff to Alexander. He's going to make a good cut up the field. He's going to break to the outside, dragging the jersey down. Once again, the Uniontown Eagles, they got to do nonstop pull-ups or something. Maybe they do rock climbing because that grip strength is incredible out there.
Being able to pull Alexander down by the jersey saves about a 20-yard gain. If he was going to be able to cut that to the outside, Alexander had nothing but green grass in front of him.
Alexander, not a small kid, 6'3", 200 pounds, being drugged down like that by the jersey nonetheless. Peyton Gaines in the pistol here. Takes the snap. Handoff to Alexander once again. He looks to follow his blockers, but he's going to be wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage. It's going to be about a loss of 1. In that running game, that was very effective in the first half, not showing up here as often or as well as previously.
Yeah, the Afton Eagles first half kind of game planned for the pass, as that's what the Baxter Springs Lions really focused on in the first 2 games. But here, making halftime adjustments, the Afton Eagles have been able to kind of put a stop to the run game after Peyton Gaines had that rushing touchdown.
Ball spotted on the 45-yard line. 3rd down. 3 in a bunch formation on the near side. Pass goes rolling past Gaines. He's going to have to make something out of nothing here, and he's just going to have to go down. Give plenty of distance for Grant to get the punt off.
We've seen low snaps from both teams all night tonight. Once again, low snap there from Baxter Springs Lions. Puts them in 4th down and long range.
And you can hear a request from the crowd as they're requesting that they apparently block somebody. I'm sure they're trying, though, as Grant gets ready to punt. Fields the snap, and the punt is off. It's a wobbly one, but it's deep. Really got his leg into that one. And it's going to roll out at about the 14-yard line.
Grant on his back here at the Lions' 35-yard line. Flag was thrown.
Now, it's not going to be enough to get the first down back. Let's see what the conference is about, though, as the refs go to talk about it. I hear a request next to me of a personal foul. I don't know if they're quite going to call that, but they are talking about it here, so maybe we could see some unsportsmanlike conduct coming. See what the answer is from the Whitecap. That ball was spotted at the 15-yard line. They are going to call unsportsmanlike conduct on the Eagles.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on the Eagles.
So because it is unsportsmanlike conduct,
I don't know.
I believe it was after the play, so it'll be first down for the Eagles.
Well, it didn't hurt much pump down there, so.
It's going to be half the distance to goal, so ball's going to be spotted about the 7.5-yard line. That's math for you. And the Eagles going to take over with a first down and 10. Brady Robinson in the shotgun. One to the far side, way out there on his lonesome. One to the near. A stacked formation on the left. Looks to throw. He's going to have someone with the curl route But it's going to sail over J.J. Miller's head, and that's a tough task as he is 6'5". And time's going to run out here in the third quarter. We're going to take a small break here. When you come back, we'll have fourth quarter action in a tight game for the Lions. You'll see if they can come out on top with about 12 minutes remaining. You're watching Baxter Springs football on Baxter Springs Sports Live. Welcome back out here to Baxter Springs, Kansas, as they make the trek to the other side of the field. A long trek as the Eagles are going to have 2nd down and 10 from their own 7-yard line. This is entering the fourth quarter as I fix the fourth quarter marker on the screen. Make it just a little bit smaller so that you guys can actually see it. That is necessary. Fourth quarter, 12 minutes to go in the game, 16-12 lead. Lions have held on to that ever since. And the fumbled snap goes back to the end zone. And it's going to be almost recovered, but taken over the back line. That's going to be another safety. But there is a flag on the play. And that should be on the Eagles because you cannot push the ball out like that. See what the final call is, though. They're going to call the safety. And that's going to be 2 points for the Lions. That makes it 18-12. Grows their lead just a little bit more. And that's actually huge. After the Eagles missed those 2 extra points in this game. After the Eagles missed those 2 extra points. If they wouldn't have, it'd be just a 4-point game right now. But instead, it's 6 points. Crucial mistakes early on for the Eagles forced them into a tough position here as they have to kick off to the Baxter Springs Lions. And because of that flag where he pushed the ball out of the back of the end zone, they're going to have to kick off from deep in their own territory.
Yeah, Lions extend their lead and are going to get beautiful field position here to begin the fourth quarter. I mean, very good turn of events for the Baxter Springs Lions.
Now, of course, this is all dependent on the leg of, if I'm correct, of course, I can't really see. It looks like Tatum Ford, who's about to punt this ball to the Lions. And it is going to be him. Grant back to recover. Going to have to make an awkward catch on the ball. He has some good blocking over here to the near side. Going to make a man miss, and he has some green territory in front of him. He gets past the first Eagle defender. He gets past the second one. Pushed forward by Alexander. A great return from Jacob Grant. Alexander apologizing to him. It looked like he had a ton of green grass to grow. A little slow to get up here, though. Looks like they're going to have to take an injury timeout. We will as well. It might be a cramp. Hopefully it's just a cramp. We'll take a quick timeout, though. When you return, you'll have Lion offense in the fourth quarter for Baxter Springs Sports Live.
Dad, you need to go. Really? It's important. I feel fine. Look, you cannot mess around with this kind of stuff. Some cancers... Man, we just don't want to lose you from something we could have caught. What I need to do? You just give your doctor a call. They'll tell you what screening test you need. Fine. Can I have my pie now? Oh, man.
Welcome back out here to Baxter Springs, Kansas, as Grant was able to make it off the field on his own power. I assume it's just a cramp that he had. He's chugging water over there, chugging pickle juice now, trying to get those cramps down for him. That's going to force a substitution, though, as number 9, Logan Abbott, the 5'8" freshman, going to come onto the field. And the Lions going to take the snap. They're going to run the speed option to Alexander. Alexander make a couple up field. He gets a couple good blocks. He's going to run a man over. And he's going to have about 10 yards, but there is a little yellow flag on the field once again. And they're going to call holding on the Lions. Crucial holding call there. And that'll push the Lions back after a good gain of 10. They're going to spot it at the 39-yard line, and they'll repeat first down here. So we got first down and 20 for the Lions to start off. No pressure for an explosive offense like this. Gaines in the pistol formation takes the snap. They're going to run the same exact play. Gaines going to level a block for Alexander, and he's going to make a couple men miss. Swerve and juke and jive. Up to the 32-yard line. Call it 31-yard line.
Exact same play. Almost the exact same results. 9-yard gain. Would have been a 9-yard gain if the holding penalty wasn't there last time. So brings it to a second down and about 11. Very manageable here for the Baxter Springs Lions offense.
Should be very manageable as you see Grant come back onto the field there. After that explosive return to get the Lions where they are. He's going to line up to the far side, 2 to the near. Mazzocco, as well as number 11, Briar Simpson on the near side. Gaines takes a snap, looks to get to the outside, makes a man miss. He's going to cut over to the side of the field, and he's going to go out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage. An interesting move there. Clock's going to stop, and they're going to lose yardage on the play.
Yeah, Gaines looked like he was at the line of scrimmage there with an Eagle defender coming right at him, decides to lose the yardage instead of taking the hit. He's going to bring it to third down in about 15.
A loss of about 4 on the play. 3rd and 15 from the 34-yard line. And it's third down. Gaines comes out in the shotgun formation. Alexander going to flank him to the left. 3 to the near side, 1 to the far. Third down and long for the Lions. They're going to hand off to Alexander, and he's going to make a quick cut up field and going to reach over to get back to where they started this drive. And it's going to be 4th down and 10. Tough decision here for the Lions head coach McCoy.
Kind of looks like they're in a little bit of no man's land right here. Might be a little bit too far for Grant to be able to kick it, but a little bit too close for a punt to be able to land inside and not go into the end zone. And it looks like
they're going to give it up to the leg of Grant. Now I saw him kicking this in practice. Let's see if he can make it here. The kick is up. It's got the distance, and it's good! What a kick from Jacob Grant. The snap was good. The kick is good. Had plenty of distance on it. 21-12. Lions lead by 9 as we get deeper into the 4th quarter. We'll take a quick break. You're watching Lions football on Baxter Springs Sports Live.
For more than 20 years, Gherkin Rental has been the place to go to get the job done in eastern Kansas and western Missouri. With a huge selection of quality equipment, from roll-offs to trailers, telehandlers to generators, power washers to popcorn makers. Experienced equipment professionals and clean, well-maintained tools to help you get the job done right. the first time. Gherkin Rental. Stop by any of their 13 locations across the KC Metro or call 855-GHERKINS. That's 855-437-5367.
Welcome back out here to Baxter Springs, Kansas, as the huge rocket leg of Jacob Grant gets ready to kick off, making a 46-yard kick. Something not even pros can do sometimes. There is a flag out here, though.
And that 46-yard field goal made by Grant is huge because it gives the Lions now a 2-possession lead. 9 points here with 9:23 remaining in the fourth quarter.
It looks like they're going to call a false start here on the kickoff. Not something you see very often, but it can happen. And that's going to push the Lions back just a little bit farther for the kick, but I'm not too worried. I trust Jacob Grant's kicking ability to get that ball as far as he can. Instead of the 40-yard line, he's got to kick off from the 35 now.
Even though the Lions have to kick 5 yards back, the return man has not moved forward. He knows that Grant can kick the ball down to the 5-yard line from there as well.
It honestly looked like he got a little bit under that kick there. Holy moly, what a kick. Forces the return man all the way back to his own 3. And he's going to be wrapped up at about the 18-yard line. Can you hear that Lion roar? Because here they come. They're fired up now as we enter fourth quarter territory and the need for a stop. That momentum for the Lions building as the Eagles going to start their drive on the 19-yard line. First and 10 for the Eagles on the 19-yard line. 9 minutes and 17 seconds remaining in this game. Down 9. Got to start moving quick for the Eagles. Robinson in the pistol formation. Morgan behind him. He's going to look deep. Peyton Gaines going to be there for it, though. And it's going to be intercepted by Mazzocco. Off the tip from Peyton Gaines. Good coverage by Gaines to break it up, and then a good recovery from Mazzocco to be there. He's going to return it back to the 25-yard line. A good play by the Lions defense. What a play for the Baxter Springs Lions. When they need it most, guess who's there? Peyton Gaines. And there to intercept the ball, number 1, Carson Mazzocco. Great heads-up play by the D-backs there.
And that is why you practice the tip drill. For times like that, Gaines unable to catch the ball, but tips it right to a teammate for a massive stop.
Gaines going to fake the pitch, then actually pitch it this time. Alexander going to try and make a move, and he's going to get it. He's going to break over the outside. He's going to fumble, but it's going to go out of bounds. It looked like a game of 500 on that interception. 3 guys going up for it at once. I don't know if you guys ever played that when you were a kid, but it's fun. Like a Hail Mary drill. A good run of 5 there for Alexander. Turned something out of nothing there after the fake pitch. Then the actual pitch. Looked like he was going to lose yards and makes a man miss and gets 5.
It is crazy enough to think that the Baxter Springs Lions are already in field goal range.
Already? They were in field goal range when they intercepted that ball with what I saw from Jacob Grant. 2 to the near side as Gaines takes the snap. Pressure coming quick, though. That's going to be a loss of about 7.
Yeah, the Lions offense trying to get the pass game going. They've been able to run the option run plays and get the run game going here, but just nothing going for the pass plays. Seems like Gaines has absolutely no time there in the pocket, and even when he does, he just hasn't been able to connect with his receivers all night long.
It's going to be about 3rd down and 11. And even though the passing not working, maybe that's in the favor because that clock is ticking. About to reach 8 minutes left in this game. As Peyton Gaines comes out in the pistol formation once again, 2 to the near side, 2 to the far. Gaines takes the snap, looking to the near side. He's going to throw quick over the middle to Grant. Kicked by Grant in traffic, but it's going to be stripped. The ball is stripped from him, and he's running down the sideline. Tatum Ford, he's going down the sideline. He's not going to quit running. He's still going. He's going to return it all the way back for the touchdown.
And while Tatum Ford was in the end zone trying to make sure that even if they want to change this call, back here there's a flag thrown. I think all that achieved from Tatum Ford running back to the end zone was just making him tired for this next defensive play that he has to be in for.
Yeah, it's going to test his stamina a little bit. Of course, we don't have instant replay, so the call that's made is the call that will stand. And it looks like it was a flag on a delay of game is what they're going to call it. I think they're calling that on Tatum Ford because he delayed the game. How about that? Little wordplay there from the ref. Running all the way back. And that's going to move the Lions well into scoring range here. It's going to be 1st and goal.
I mean, just moving back to that offensive play before Tatum Ford decided to run it all the way back. What a grab from Grant. Being able to just reach up and snag the ball and hold on to it until he knew that he was down.
1st and 6 from the 6-yard line. Gaines going to have to just go down.
Interesting play call there to try to pass the ball from the 6-yard line. I mean, the run game has been going well for the Lions all night long. They get one pass play to work. And now they're trying to trust Gaines to make the right call.
Pushed back to the 11-yard line. It's going to make it 2nd down after a loss of 5.
Clock is ticking down to less than 7 minutes here in the 4th quarter.
Time management going to be crucial down the stretch here for the Lions. Gaines takes the snap. He's going to roll out to the near side. He's going to fake the pitch. And he's going to cut up field. He's going to have the speed to do it. Yes, he will. He's going to go in standing. Another touchdown run for Peyton Gaines.
Peyton Gaines has taken control of this second half. And he hasn't done it with his arm. He has done it with his legs. His 2nd rushing touchdown here in the second half, and an absolutely big one to put the Lions up by 3 scores with less than 7 minutes remaining in the game. It is hard to see an outcome where the Afton Eagles are going to be able to come back from this at this point.
My, oh my. Peyton Gaines lifts weights, drags a couple of Eagles as that kick is blocked. There was absolutely no chance for that one to get up. So it's just going to be 27-12 here. No change in the score as we're going to take a quick break. You're watching Baxter Springs football on Baxter Springs Sports Live.
Route 66 Hardware is your trusted hardware store in the heart of Baxter Springs, with just about everything you might need from around the house to the back 40. Top quality tools, equipment, and supplies with a wide range of products. Be on the lookout for big changes coming to Route 66 Hardware. All inventory has been discounted to make room for a new line of products from an all-new vendor. Be patient as Route 66 looks to grow, expand, and continue their commitment to quality customer service. Route 66 Hardware in Baxter Springs.
Welcome back out here to Baxter Springs, Kansas, as Jacob Grant gets ready to kick off after the blocked field goal. And it's going to be another deep kick, end over end, as Miller lowers the shoulder, and he's still going to be standing. He breaks out to the outside, and he's still going down the sideline. He's finally going to get called out of bounds. And there's also a flag on the play.
Yeah, that big play from Miller looks to be coming back. In the first half, it was the Lions shooting themselves in the foot. Now in the second half, it just seems like the Eagles have done nothing but shoot themselves in the foot with all of these penalties that are being called.
That kickoff return, which started at about the 2-yard line, was returned for about 40 yards to the 42. But they're going to call block in the back on the Eagles, and that's going to push him back. Not what you want as an Eagles fan. Down 15, within range to get back into it.
And it's 15 yards from the spot of the foul. So the ball is going to start at the 25-yard line. So the Eagles, which could have started in plus territory there from the kickoff return, are now having to start from their own 25-yard line.
And their big stud, J.J. Miller, is just gassed now after that huge return, breaking a couple tackles. Brady Robinson in the backfield. A well-timed blitz coming from Tolbert. He's going to lay a hit on him. And that pass is going to be incomplete as it sails over Ford's head.
Brady Robinson having no time in the pocket there for the Eagles. As you said, Tolbert guessing the snap count, and it worked perfectly. Able to blow up that center as soon as he snapped the ball and get to the quarterback in almost no time.
Delivers a hit on Robinson, and it's going to cause the ball to sail over Ford's head. That's going to bring up 2nd down and 10 for the Eagles. Brady Robinson with an empty backfield. He's run out of this set tonight, but I find it hard to believe that he's going to run now. A quick throw to number 1. And he's going to have some running room. And that'll make it about a 10-yard gain and an Eagles first down. That's number 1, Xander Mace with the reception.
Eagles have been unsuccessful all night with the deep ball, trying to get some short passes here going late in the fourth quarter.
Robinson in the pistol once again. Morgan behind. 3 to the far side, 1 to the near. Throws the bubble screen over to the far side, and that's going to go incomplete. Right through the breadbasket of number 11, landed Ford.
Ford out on the bubble screen, just got too excited, did not make sure that he had the ball in his hands before he started running, and that's all it takes. The ball gets bobbled as soon as it gets to him, and it's going to be an incomplete pass and a 2nd down and 10 coming up with under 6 minutes here to go in the fourth quarter.
Fourth quarter already over halfway done. As Robinson comes out with an empty backfield once again, 2 to the near side, 2 to the far. Eagles snap, and that's bobbled. The sack going to be made by Nick Tolbert. Coming up huge once again. That's going to be a loss of about 4 yards for the Uniontown Eagles, and not the direction you can be going this late in the game.
Yeah, once again, the low snap from the Afton Eagles. Low snaps have been killing them all game long, and we just see right there that once more it's going to be a 10-yard loss due to a low snap.
3rd down, and they're going to get the Lions jumping once again. Jumping off sides there. Gonna put the Eagles 5 yards closer to the first down. Still 5:17 remaining here in the fourth quarter. And if they're going to get back in this game and have a chance of winning, they need to score quick and score now. Eagles coming out on their own 30-yard line, looks like 31-yard line. Robinson takes the snap. He's going to step back. Pressure coming quick off the right side. He's going to have to take down and run. He's going to lower the shoulder and going to go out of bounds at about the 35-yard line.
Lions defense been blitzing almost all night long, and it has been working. The pressure that they've been consistently getting on the quarterback has been a key point to this game. And right there, making it to where the quarterback can't sit in the pocket and try to throw the ball, it now makes it a 4th down and 10 here for the Eagles.
And it looks like Coach Henry for, we've been saying Uniontown. Did you say Uniontown or did you say Afton?
I've been
Doesn't
trying
matter.
to say.
They're going to have to punt, and it's going to go out of bounds as Coach Henry trusts his defense with just over 5 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter. Looks like we're going to see some clock management from the Lions, see what they can do to close out this game.
Lions leading by 15 here, getting down into the crunch time. This is the first fourth quarter where the Lions starters have had to play this deep.
Where they've had to play this deep and that clock wasn't running. That's going to bring up first down and 10 from the 40-yard line for the Baxter Springs Lions, needing to close out this game to keep their undefeated streak alive. Obviously, the non-scoring side of it ended very quick in this game, but fighting through the resilience and showing off who's the better team. Alexander going to get the handoff lower the shoulder, and he's going to stumble forward for a gain of about 2 yards.
Alexander doing a very good job of getting met in the backfield, but still being able to turn it into a positive gain. As we've said before, Alexander, very difficult to take down as he stands at 6'3", 200 pounds. So just being able to take the contact, keep his legs moving, and stumble forward for a gain of 3 yards is big, especially here when you're trying to drain the clock.
Yeah, he's going to have his name called quite a bit here, at least I can assume, as this clock is starting to drain down. 4 minutes, 23 seconds remaining as they come out in the shotgun once again. 2 receivers tight to the line on the near side, 1 to the far. And they're going to throw a flag on the play. They're going to call a delay of the game on the offense. The play clock's not running. That's forcing some confusion for the Lions, as it's having some technical difficulties, just like we did earlier. We once again apologize for that. I think you guys all found your way over to the right stream. We were actually streaming to 2 different channels there, and we apologize for that. It's just not my lucky day, I guess. Some random Friday in September, not going to work out for me. They hand off to Alexander, and he's going to be wrapped up quick in the backfield. Another loss for the Lions.
I think the threat of the Baxter Springs Lions passing game is what was able to make the run game so easy for the Lions there early on in this game. Just being able to get the linebackers to drop back into coverage, fearful of the pass. Now the linebackers, the secondary, they all know that the run is coming, and it makes it that much harder for the Lions to move the ball.
Lions come out again. Sam Weaver in the backfield now. Alexander going to go out to the receiver position. I'm betting they're going to throw here. Yes, they are. Peyton Gaines drops back to throw. Pressure coming quick. And he's going to try and throw it away, but it's going to be a fumble. Oh, nope, they're going to call it dead, incomplete. And they're going to call a intentional grounding on the play, which is correct. If you're Coach McCoy there, you're kind of hoping that Gaines just goes down so that the clock keeps running. And it is going to be intentional grounding on number 13, Peyton Gaines. Couldn't get that ball out of bounds, meaning you can't do that in scientific terms. And so that's going to be a loss of a down as well as a loss of, I think, 5 yards, although I'm not sure exactly what it is. Yep, it's going to be a loss of 5. And a loss of down. So now it's 4th down and, just about half the field to go here.
4th down.
And that'll bring Jacob Grant out to punt. Punt formation for the Lions. Jacob Grant, snap is good. And the kick is up. It's going to be fielded about the 52-yard line. Miller makes a cut to the outside. They're going to have to stop him here. 1 defender to beat. He's going to get a block. He's going to cut back inside. And the tackle's going to be made. A good stick there by Sam Weaver. But a good return, and the damage might be done with 3 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter.
Miller back-to-back good returns. He had a good return earlier in the fourth quarter on kickoff. It did get brought back due to a block in the back by one of his teammates. However, this time, this return is going to stand, and it's going to set up the Afton Eagles with tremendous field position here, starting on the Lions' 22-yard line.
A 30-yard return for J.J. Miller as the Eagles need to strike here so that they have a chance to come back in this game. Brady Robinson takes a snap, hands off to Morgan. He's going to do a spin move. Fancy little move there for not a lot of gain. Going to be a gain of about 1. We appreciate them running the clock down.
Even though the spin move didn't amount for a lot of gain, what it did is it allowed the running back to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Another handoff to Morgan. Interesting play calling here for the Eagles. Going to be a gain of about 5, though, and that'll bring up third down at about 3.
Yeah, the Afton Eagles wasting precious time that they could be using to try to get back into this game. Instead, they're just letting the clock run, making it easy for the Baxter Springs Lions.
And they're only down by 15. That's just 2 scores. And obviously 2 two-point conversions, but there's the sweep over to number 11. He's going to try and make it the outside, but Peyton Gaines is there once again, having the game of his life tonight. And going to force the loss all the way back to where this drive started.
I mean, once again, it's another run play, and instead of trying to go out of bounds and stopping the clock, Landon Ford for the Afton Eagles tries to cut it up the field and just gets tackled for a big loss and keeps the clock running. Now it makes it a 4th down and 11, and the clock is continuing to roll.
I hate to insinuate this, but you almost got to wonder if the Afton Eagles have given up on this game. Robinson takes a snap, looking at the far side, now looking in the near. He's going to throw it up for the matchup between Ford and Gaines. And a good thing that back judge was looking like he wanted to throw a flag. I'm glad he didn't, though. It was a little tussle match between both. And sheath the sword, says Alexander and Gaines, as it's going to be first down. And that is going to be everything but over for the Lions here, as all that is left is 1:20. Coming up after this game, we have the Bricks and Brews Woodfire Grill and Pub post-game show. We'll have stats on the game as well as our expert analysis on what went down and what McCoy was thinking. Speaking of McCoy, we'll also have a post-game coach interview. I'd like to hear his thoughts on the game. Although it was a good win, I'm not going to let him go tonight because, well, this was a great game, a great show of resilience as Sam Weaver gets the handoff, but to get wrapped up in the backfield. A loss of about 4 on the play.
Yeah, the Eagles coach is not wanting to call a timeout here. He's just going to let the clock roll down.
So this could be time to get into victory formation. I think McCoy was maybe expecting a timeout or something from the Eagles sideline, but not going to get it. And agreements from across the table with me as Hoop says they just gave up. Gaines going to run for a gain of about 1. And we reach just under 30 seconds remaining in this game, and it's all but over for your Lions, as they don't even have to call another play here.
Next, the Lions are back there at home against the Parsons Vikings. It's homecoming night.
And if you just heard over the PA announcer, Lions going to be back here at home against the Parsons Vikings here next week. It's going to be a tough challenge as that wraps up the game. And the Lions going to come out victorious over the Afton Eagles, making their season a good start at 3-0. A great game from the Baxter Springs Lions, facing adversity early and coming back and winning, coming out on top 27-12, a 15-point win for the Baxter Springs Lions. We're going to take our first break of the post-game show. When we come back, we're going to have halftime stats and an interview from Coach McCoy. You're watching Baxter Springs football and a Baxter Springs win on Varsity Sports Live.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready to embark on a mouth-watering journey down the legendary Route 66? Look no further than Bricks and Brews Woodfire Grill and Pub in the heart of Baxter Springs, Kansas. Start your culinary adventure with their delicious wood-fired pizzas. Keep it rolling with their classic appetizers and crisp salads. Plus, don't miss live music and so much more. Take a detour from the ordinary and head to Bricks and Brews in Baxter Springs, a taste bud trip down Route 66. Route 66 Hardware is your trusted hardware store in the heart of Baxter Springs, with just about everything you might need from around the house to the back 40. Top quality tools, equipment, and supplies with a wide range of products. Be on the lookout for big changes coming to Route 66 Hardware. All inventory has been discounted to make room for a new line of products from an all-new vendor. Be patient as Route 66 looks to grow, expand, and continue their commitment to quality customer service. Route 66 Hardware in Baxter Springs.
Are you drowning in clutter and need of some extra space? Look no further than the Storage Shed in Baxter Springs. With a wide range of sizes and options available, the Storage Shed has the space that suits you best with 24-hour access, all in a secure facility. They even have storage containers. Plus, the Storage Shed is your authorized U-Haul rental store right here in Baxter Springs. Visit them today at 2903 Military Avenue or call 620-856-3906.
Hello, Four States. This is Jay Hatfield with Jay Hatfield Motorsports. We've been serving the Four States area with motorcycles, ATVs, and side-by-sides, plus offering you parts and service since 2005. We have two convenient locations, Pittsburgh and Joplin, selling quality brands such as Polaris, Kawasaki, Yamaha, Can-Am, and Suzuki. Jay Hatfield has a huge inventory available for immediate delivery. We offer financing options and an extensive selection of accessories. Most important, we're making deals. Come in and get your phone started today at Jay Hatfield Motorsports in Pittsburgh or Joplin.
Dad, you need to go. Really? It's important. I feel fine. Look, you cannot mess around with this kind of stuff. Some cancers, man, we just don't want to lose you from something we could have caught. What I need to do? You just give your doctor a call. They'll tell you what screening test you need. Fine. Can I have my pie now? Oh, man.
More time before you wake up in the wild.
Our natural world needs us now. Step by step, side by side, together, we can find a way to ensure that all life on Earth can thrive. To learn more about how you can help protect and conserve nature, visit nature.org.
Welcome back out here to Baxter Springs, Kansas. As you can see, they've already removed the score from the scoreboard as the players sit there in the huddle getting talked down from Coach McCoy. Hopefully we get a talking from Coach McCoy here in a second. Should make his way up here any time now. I'd like to let you know that as we enter our post-game show, it is brought to you by Bricks and Brews Woodfire Grill and Pub, the perfect post-game stop. Refuel after the big game with Bricks and Brews delicious wood-fired pizza and mouth-watering appetizers. Plus, don't miss live music and more. Bricks and Brews Woodfire Grill and Pub, a taste bud trip down Route 66. What a game between the Afton Eagles and the Baxter Springs Lions. Started off a little bit rough for the Lions there. Early on, they were trailing 12-0 at one point. And if you can remember the score, it ended 27-12. So a 27-point run for the Lions coming back after a starting deficit that they have not experienced so far this season. Keeping the 3-0 lead, 3-0 season. What a game for the Lions. What are your thoughts on that game, Nick?
I mean, it definitely showed the resiliency that the Baxter Springs Lions have had There in that first quarter, it seemed like nothing was going the way of the Lions. I mean, as you said, the 12-point deficit plus the penalties were racking up every time the Lions seemed to be moving the ball. But there in the second quarter, and especially in the second half, they just came out firing and was able to take control of this game. And once they took the lead, they never looked back.
Never looked back at all, and a couple of those points due to Peyton Gaines, and obviously it was a back and forth game throughout, but Peyton Gaines had put the team on his back, so to speak, not necessarily through the air, but through the ground game, having 2 rushing touchdowns. And although he threw the pick 6 early on, he would get that back with an interception of his own. Also, later in the game, Carson Mazzocco would get an interception, boosting that interception total to 2 for the night. Another big name I'd like to mention was Gage Maggard on the defensive side of the ball, playing the center position for the Baxter Springs Lions, but then coming out as linebacker, getting several sacks, several tackles for loss in this game, turned up huge for the Lions defense. Without that defense, I don't know what the final score might have been. They made the good second half adjustments and were able to come back and win this game. That is a look back at the first half. That was a mouthful and a half. Had to take a quick breath there. We're going to take a quick break. Hopefully McCoy's on his way up here. We're going to get a good interview from him. You're watching the postgame show here on Varsity Sports.
Route 66 Hardware is your trusted hardware store in the heart of Baxter Springs, with just about everything you might need from around the house to the back 40. Top quality tools, equipment, and supplies with a wide range of products. Be on the lookout for big changes coming to Route 66 Hardware. All inventory has been discounted to make room for a new line of products from an all-new vendor. Be patient as Route 66 looks to grow, expand, and continue their commitment to quality customer service. Route 66 Hardware in Baxter Springs.
Are you drowning in clutter and need of some extra space? Look no further than the Storage Shed in Baxter Springs. With a wide range of sizes and options available, the Storage Shed has the space that suits you best with 24-hour access, all in a secure facility. They even have storage containers. Plus, the Storage Shed is your authorized U-Haul rental store right here in Baxter Springs. Visit them today at 2903 Military Avenue or call 620-856-3906.
Save the Children believes childhood without food is unimaginable. Yet around the world, children are suffering from the worst famine in our lifetime, coupled with conflict, poverty, climate change, and more. Join Save the Children and get fed up. Fed up with the lack of progress. Fed up with the injustice. Learn how you can get involved in the fight against childhood hunger at savethechildren.org/getfedup.
I'm fed up. We're fed up. We're fed up.
I used to drive an ambulance as an EMT, and I've always tried to be a safe driver. If people knew what I know, lives could be saved. In my car, if I see a truck or bus taking a turn, I know to take my time. When big vehicles turn right, they may swing wide to make the turn. If you try to sneak in, well, it's a lesson you'd rather not learn the hard way. When trucks and buses turn, let's you and I wait. It's our roads, it's our safety.
Our whole vision of becoming the 4-state agency was because we want to be able to grow with our clients, whether they have a lake house in Oklahoma, whether they're starting a business and expanding into Arkansas. We want to make sure that they're taken care of, whether it's home, auto, financial services, or even life insurance. We want to walk through the stages of life with our clients. That's the biggest part. That's what makes us different.
Welcome back out here to Baxter Springs, Kansas. As you can see the logo on the beautifully cut field there, and all the players have vacated the field. I'm joined now by Coach McCoy. Coach, what a game for your team tonight, coming back from some adversity, coming back after being down 12-0. What do you got to say about your boys' resilience?
Well, the defense played lights out, and credit again always goes to the players because that's who plays the game, and kids fought hard and played tough, and Coach Parrish called a heck of a defensive game and put our guys in the right spots, and they made the plays for us. So, super proud of the fight and the toughness they showed and the resilience of, getting down 12-0, keeping us, in the game and just giving us a chance.
Like you said, down 12-9 going into half, and then posting a shutout in that second half, winning 27-12. Now, obviously, it wasn't a shutout in the full game as you guys won your first 2 games with goose eggs on the board for the enemy. But what do you got to say? I mean, this Afton team was a real challenge for you guys, and you guys ended up coming out with the win. I mean, field position was great for you guys. What do you got to say to the special teams, kickers? I mean, what's going on there, man?
Anytime you have a field goal kicker like, number 4 and Jacob Grant, and being able to come out there and kick that field goal and give us a more of a lead there, and just couldn't be more proud of him. And he played an exceptional game on defense too. I know we've been talking about the defense, but usually to see him out catching passes but they had Afton's tough. They got tough kids. I mean, we played them last year, and I know some of those coaches, and those guys are they'll have a lot of success in the conference they play in this year, I believe.
You're probably right with that. They play down in Oklahoma against a pretty tough conference, but they're a pretty good team themselves. Now, you spoke on the defense, obviously, but I wanted to go over to the offensive side. A pick 6 early there for Peyton Gaines. How'd you rein him back in to have a performance that he did later on in the game?
Well, again, he kept fighting and, made some mistakes there early that's kind of been unlike him so far this year. And he kept battling. He's a two-way player for us and plays defense too. And again, Afton, they got some pretty dang good skill position players, and our guys, with Peyton included, those guys locked those guys up, and we were able to make some adjustments at half and kind of put a little bit more focus on our run game and move some guys around, and I can't leave out Javen Alexander, the way that he played tonight and the way he led the team and his fight and toughness and all that kind of stuff that I preach. If you've been around us, we always say eat, that stands for effort, attitude, and toughness. And that's something we've tried to instill in these guys, and they're bought in and just put up they fought their butts off, so I couldn't be more proud of them to get out of there with a win.
Can't even be any more proud. I couldn't say it better myself. Last question for you. You got Parsons coming up next week. A tough matchup for you guys, probably tougher than tonight. What do you guys got to clean up for that game?
We've got to clean some stuff up. We've got to get some things fixed, get some personnel, look at that, how that's going to work. And Parsons is coming here, and they're playing great. I'm not sure what they did tonight, but I'm assuming they probably won big, if I was guessing. So we'll have to be locked in at practice this week and make sure our guys are focused and fix those mistakes that we made tonight. And we're eager for the challenge.
That's good to hear. All right. Well, thank you very much, Coach. And hand that headset back to Nick.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you for taking the time to come up with us. Always appreciate it, man. Good win tonight. All right. Well, that was word from Coach McCoy. Very eager for next week's matchup against the Parsons Vikings. We're going to take our final break of here, the postgame show, the Bricks and Brews postgame show. Once we come back, we'll have a look at some of the matchups around the league, and then we'll wrap it up here from Baxter Springs, Kansas. You're watching the Bricks and Brews postgame show on Varsity Sports Live.
Looking for a pharmacy that truly cares? Look no further than Volker Drug, your hometown pharmacy in Baxter Springs. Locally owned and rooted in our community, check out their large selection of everything you need to keep your family happy and healthy. You can even print your photos at Volker Drug. Take advantage of their convenient drive-thru or local delivery with Volker's Smart Cars. For seniors, Volker offers free Medicare Part D consultations. Volker Drug, where your health and community come together in Baxter Springs. Check us out online at volkerdrug.com.
For more than 20 years, Gherkin Rental has been the place to go to get the job done in eastern Kansas and western Missouri. With a huge selection of quality equipment, from roll-offs to trailers, telehandlers to generators, power washers to popcorn makers. Experienced equipment professionals and clean, well-maintained tools to help you get the job done right. the first time. Gherkin Rental. Stop by any of their 13 locations across the KC Metro or call 855-GHERKINS. That's 855-437-5367.
Our whole vision of becoming the four-state agency was because we want to be able to grow with our clients, whether they have a lake house in Oklahoma, whether they're starting a business and expanding into Arkansas. We want to make sure that they're taken care of, whether it's home, auto, financial services, or even life insurance. We want to walk through the stages of life with our clients. That's the biggest part. That's what makes us different.
Welcome back out here to Baxter Springs, Kansas, as we wrap up the Bricks and Brews post-game show. I'd like to let you know a couple of the scores from around the league. Girard took off to Galena tonight. They would take them down 38-0. A dominant win for Girard. Galena not as hot as they were last year. Lost a couple of seniors. Large chunk of their team. Colgan would travel to Riverton, Kansas tonight, and they would take them down 35-0. Another shutout score on the board. Columbus would host the Field Kinley, also known as Coffeyville, Golden Tornadoes, and Coffeyville would come out on top 42-12. Pittsburgh would win 45 over Lebec County, 45-6. And then if you care, Webb City beat Joplin tonight, 38-21. Those are just a few of the scores I was able to find. Thank you to everyone. Oh, another thing to look at, Parsons beat the Iola Mustangs 21-12. Not quite the win that I thought that they would have. Not quite a dominant win, as we have Parsons coming here next week. And the Lions are going to host and hopefully take them down in good fashion like they did tonight. Nick, you got any last thoughts for those viewers out there?
It was a good, resilient win here from Baxter Springs Lions. And it was a good, resilient win here for the Baxter Springs Live Sports stream tonight. So we thank you guys for sticking with us through all the technical difficulties. We appreciate each and every one of you guys.
Just like those Lions out there, we're getting better every week at this. Thank you guys so much for sponsoring, for helping out. Thank you guys for tuning in. This wraps up our Bricks and Brews post-game show and also wraps up the broadcast as a whole. Thank you so much for watching Baxter Springs Sports Live.
You've been watching Baxter Springs Athletics on your new home for the Lions, Baxter Springs Sports Live. Baxter Springs Sports Live is presented by WDM. Learn more at WDMinc.net. Also by Thanks for watching, and remember to catch every second of the action right here on Baxter Springs Sports Live.